I just wanna do good in my life, no problems. Can't lie, it's been rough lately, but I don't let it faze me. Keep my head above the water, try to ride it like it's wavy. So pull up when you want me. So pull up when you want me. So pull up. Pull up when you want me. Say pull up when you want me. Come and call me when you're horny. Won't you promise you would do it all for me? Girl, I know you want a hug, don't ignore me. Said I know you want a love, don't lie. Said you never run away, don't cry. Had to put me all together just to break my heart. Said we'd always be together, didn't get too far. So pull up when you want me. So pull up when you want me. So pull up. So pull up when you want me.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up on it. Shorty, won't you fill up on it? I'm just talking for the vibe, never lie, and it being honest. Don't even go to try, now she get up on it. Yeah, that's on me, yeah. Tryna get the cash on me. 200 on the dash, live relaxed, now she gassing me. So they pull up for the gas, now she back with me. All the gang on the track with me, yeah.
So pull up when you want me. So pull up when you want me. Pull up, yeah, it's evident that you're here right now. Don't need no evidence, I've been searching too long for this medicine. Now I feel so good, I'm in my element, got me feeling holy. I've been searching for a better love, got me counting my blessings like there was battle scars. But now you got me, and I just wanna shout at the top of my lungs. I know you got me standing like pull up when you want me. Pull up, yeah, you want me. Baby, pull up, come closer. I wanna feel your warmth on mine. Let me tie your hair real tight. Baby, keep me up all night. I just wanna roll over, drop down, bust down the morning light. Legs up, I wanna take my time. Miss calls, let me turn off the lights on. No commitment, no love, we just lose ourselves. Keeping secrets from others and holding out. Behind closed doors, we're open, we take it out. In the moment, we're sweating, I'm breathless. So baby, won't you pull up if you want me. Pull up if you want me. Oh, pull up if you want me. So baby, won't you pull up, babe. Won't you pull up, babe. Oh.
Rans, turn that shit up.
Can't keep up in the newborn city. For us, so let me see yourself and pretty. For us, I know that it's not the same to know that you never change. I just don't want to believe it this time
never mind me. That's how you talking now, that's how it be. I'm always open here, why don't you see? Do as you please, but please get a my seat. Checks on me Nike, MC Mikey, bean in the gutter. She's just like me, clean over others. We so icy, and for your heart I'm sniping, popping off next like Riceys, that's another dream for you. Check me now, I'm really trying to sing for you. Baby girl, I'ma put a ring on you. Hate me now, but let's just see.
Can't keep up in the newborn city. For us, to let me see yourself and pretty. For us, I know that it's not the same. To know that you never change, I just don't want to believe it. The sign will push me to see it.
Girl, you amaze me. Just tell me where. No need to answer, 'cause I'm in it. Reading your actions, body language talking. Mental wave reloading. Open up what you wanna do. When you're with me and I feel you, then I know nothing ain't wrong. But I need you when it's empty. Been waiting on the phone. When you kiss me, I'm just frozen and I'm waiting on your touch. But I know you, we got history. I'm not asking for much about you. Just got me caught up, feeling emotions, getting my hopes up. Only one company, hoping you elevate my soul to another plane, chemistry to navigate. See to believe in you, babe. Don't wanna communicate. I just don't know what it takes. Are you my greatest mistake? Only wanna talk when you're feeling lonely. When you're feeling down, wanna put it on me. Wanna put it on me. Yeah. You think I'm thinking about you? 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 Yeah. I just don't know what to do. I just don't know how to move. Yeah. Wait till I get in my car. Yeah. Pull up if you want me to. Yeah. Already said it in the last room. Said making your speakers intergalactic. Cool blast off, filling my cup. You need to relax and just kick your feet up. Yeah, shorty, just trust when the odds turns up. But for now, I've been up late night. I've been up thinking about you. I've been up thinking about you. Yeah. I've been up thinking about you. I've been up thinking about you. About you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just wanna do good in my life, no problems. Can't lie, it's been rough lately, but I don't let it faze me. Keep my head above the water, try to ride it like it's wavy. So pull up when you want me. So pull up when you want me. So pull up. Pull up when you want me.
promise you would do it all for me. Girl, I know you want a hug, don't ignore me. Said I know you want to love, don't lie. Said you never run away, don't cry. Had to put me all together just to break my heart. Said we'd always be together, didn't get too far. So pull up when you want me. So pull up when you want me. So pull up. So pull up when you want me.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up on it. Shorty, won't you fill up on it? I'm just talking for the vibe, never lie, and we're being honest. Don't even go to try, now she get up on it. Yeah, that's on me. Yeah. Tryna get the cash on me. 200 on the dash, live relaxed, now she gassing me. So they pull up for the gas, now she back with me. All the gang on the track with me. Yeah.
So pull up when you want me. So pull up when you want me. Pull up, yeah, it's evident that you're here right now. Don't need no evidence. I've been searching too long for this medicine. Now I feel so good, I'm in my element, got me feeling holy. I've been searching for a better love, got me counting my blessings like there was battle scars. But now you got me, and I just wanna shout at the top of my lungs. I know you got me standing like pull up when you want me. Pull up, yeah, you want me.
Baby, pull up, come closer. I wanna feel you all night. Let me tie your hair real tight. Baby, keep me up all night. I just wanna roll over. Drop down, bust out the morning light. Legs up, I wanna take my time. Missed calls, let me turn off the lights on. No commitment, no love, we just lose ourselves. Keeping secrets from others and holding out. Behind closed doors, we're open, we take it out. In the moment, we're sweating and breathless. So baby, won't you pull up if you want me. Pull up if you want me. Oh, pull up if you want me. So baby, won't you pull up, babe? Won't you pull up, babe?
Rans, turn that shit up.
Can't keep up in the newborn city. For us, so let me see yourself and pretty. For us, I know that it's not the same to know that you never change. I just don't want to believe it. The sign will push me to see it. Breath into light. Let the unknown drag you in. Take your time, gotta make this mine. Clearly you show that you don't know we ain't together. All this ain't forever. You can't make me forget what the story is. Yes, we ain't together. All this ain't forever. You can't make me forget what the story is.
We was alright. Back then I knew what you liked. Lax in the whip and we out for the night. Smoking those packs, we stay getting high. Never mind me, that's how you talking now, that's how it be. I'm always open, yeah, why don't you see? Do as you please, but please get in my seat. Checks on me Nike, MC Mikey, being in the gutter. She's just like me, clean over others. We so icy, and for your heart I'm sniping, popping off next like Riceys, that's another dream for you. Check me now, I'm really trying to sing for you. Baby girl, I'ma put a ring on you. Hate me now, but let's just see.
Can't keep up in the newborn city. For us, so let me see yourself and pretty. For us, can't keep up in the newborn city. For us.
Nau mai whakatau mai rā ki tēnei whakāturanga. whakahirahira. Ki tēnei kaupapa whai mana hoki. Ka whakaronga ke rā ki te tangi a te manu a te huia, ka hui mai i a tātou me o tātou mate. Nā reira, ko rātou e rā kua ngaro atu i te tirohanga kanohi, a ki tua o pai maumahara. Ko rātou e oki ana, rātou ki a rātou. Ka huiri mai ki a tātou ngā kanohi oro rātou mā, a tēnei te mihi, nui ki a koutou katoa, kua piri mai, kua noho mai ki tēnei kaupapa. Ko ngā tohu Pikihuia mo te tau urua mano, urua te kau mātahi. Tēnei anō te mihi ki a koutou katoa, e kare mā, koutou ko ngā whānau, koutou ngā pakeke, ngā mātua, ngā mokopuna. Ka nui te mihi, nau mai, kuhu mai, e tau mai e tēnā koutou ki ora tātou katoa.
No mai, hara mai. Welcome to the 2021 Pikihuia Awards, the short story awards celebrating new and emerging Māori writers, hosted by Te Wakataki Kōrero, the Māori Literature Trust. Ko waiau, ko Jace te patu taku ingoa, he uri tēnei no Ngāti Apa, Ngāti Ruanui, Ngāti Tūwhare toa hoki, ko au te kai whakataki o te wā. I will be your MC this afternoon, so thank you all so much for tuning in to this, indeed, the 2021 Pikihuia Awards online ceremony. We're pleased to be filming this virtual ceremony from Te Raukura, here at Te Wharewaka o Pōneke in Te Whanganui-a-Tara or Wellington. And we hope you and your whānau right now are keeping safe and well. Ahakoa kaore tātou e tūtaki a ka nohi nei, ka riri tōnu ngā mihi kia tēnā, kia tēnā. O koutou e mātakitaki mai ana i tēnei wā. Koinei te ara e whaia e mātou e tūtiki ai te kaupapa i raro e te urutā kowhiore nei. I now welcome the chair of Te Wakataki Kōrero, the Māori Literature Trust, Robin Barge, who joins us from Rotorua.
E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā rangatira, tēnā koutou. Welcome to the 2021 Pikihuia Awards for Māori Writers. Ko Robin Barge aho. I am Robin Barge, Chair of Te Wakataki Kōrero, the Māori Literature Trust, and organiser of the Pikihuia Awards. I am joining this broadcast from Te Aka Māori, the Rotorua Library, and we are here in the Heritage Collection. As a reminder of our literary traditions, stories have always been a part of our Māori heritage, as told through kōrero and waiata. And in times of uncertainty, stories have always been a way of bringing us together. The Pikihuia Awards are a celebration of Māori writers, and they are held every 2 years. The competition is an opportunity. Many of the Pikihuia winners and finalists from previous years have become published writers, and some are teaching creative writing courses. 50 entries in English and Te Reo Māori. Every entry was read by a team of readers. A shortlist was drawn up and this was sent to the judges. I'd like to thank our judges who had the difficult but hopefully enjoyable task of reading all the entries. So I'd like to thank our judges, Vincent Olsen-Reeder, Mikey Sherman, Emma Espiner and Carol Hirschfeld. Ka nui ngā mihi ki a koutou. All awards carry cash prizes, and selected writers will have their stories published in the Huia Short Stories Collection, a contemporary fiction series published by Huia Publishers. Congratulations to all our entrants, and particularly to our winners and finalists. I do hope you continue with your writing, and I look forward to reading your work in the future. And finally, I'd like to thank our sponsors, without whom these awards would not be possible. So I'd like to thank Creative New Zealand, Huia Publishers, Te Māngai Pāho, and Te Taurewhiri i Te Reo Māori. I will now hand back to Jace Te Patu at Te Raukura, Te Wharewaka o Pōneke, to continue the awards ceremony. Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Tēnā koe, Robin. We are here today to acknowledge and celebrate the writers who have succeeded in this year's Pikihuia Awards. First, I'd like to acknowledge everyone who entered the 2021 Pikihuia Awards. The The calibre of writing this year was amazing, and as I'm sure you'll hear later today, the standard of writing made the judges' job all the more difficult. Thank you to the finalists and their whānau watching from home. Being a finalist in the Pikihuia Awards is a huge achievement, and we look forward to celebrating with you this afternoon. This year, we received entries in 4 categories. Kaituhi te reo Māori hou, first time writer in te reo Māori. Kaituhi te reo Pākehā hou, first time writer in English. Kaituhi kuao ki te reo Māori, emerging writer in te reo Māori. Kaituhi kuao ki te reo Pākehā, emerging writer in English. We had entries across all ages, and get this, from all around the world. For fairness, entries were judged with the authors' names removed. Our 4 experienced judges then chose 1 winning story and 2 highly commended stories in each category. Every finalist will receive a copy of Huia Short Stories 14, merchandise gifted from Te Taurawhiri i te reo Māori, and a year's membership to Te Puni Kaituhi o Aotearoa, the New Zealand Society of Authors. This membership gives writers access to opportunities like professional development programs, grants, and writers' residencies. Members also receive discounted rates towards editing and mentoring services and at local bookstores. Thank you to Te Puni Kaituhi o Aotearoa, the New Zealand Society of Authors, for this wicked gift that will be a huge help as our finalists continue with their writing journeys. In each category, we will announce 2 highly commended stories. The writers of these stories will receive a cash prize of $500 each. The winner of each category receives a cash prize of $2,000 and, get this, a MacBook Air. Foo. What amazing prizes. I welcome Mandy Haga from Te Puni Kaituhi o Aotearoa, the New Zealand Society of Authors, to share this message with our finalists.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Mandy Haga pako ingoa, e noho ana aho ki Raumati ki te tonga ki Kapiti. The New Zealand Society of Authors, Te Puni Kaituhi o Aotearoa, is delighted to support the Māori Literature Trust and the 2021 Pikihuia Awards, and to offer a year's complimentary membership to all award finalists. We look forward to having you join our organisation and helping you in your writing journey, and hope to meet you soon. Congratulations on your achievement as finalists, and the very best of luck to you. Ngā mihi.
Ka tīmata tātou ki ngā tohu mō ngā kaituhi i te reo Māori hou. We begin with the first awards, which are the first-time writers. These awards are for new writing talent who are yet to have their work published. I welcome to the stage Vincent Olsen-Reader, judge of the first-time writer in te reo Māori category. Vinny is from Ngā Pōtiki o Tama Pāhore, Ngāti Pukenga, Ngai Te Rangi and Te Arawa. He is an author, a poet, a songwriter, a translator, and te reo Māori lecturer at Victoria University of Wellington, Te Herenga Waka, which I went to. Nau mahara mai e hoa. I want to ask you, he pātai taku, what was it like to judge this particular category for you?
Tēnā koe e hoa o tira kia ora tātou katoa. I think one of the things that was most fun about judging this particular category was that I could go into it knowing that these were first-time writers, so they hadn't been published before and were writing, submitting in te reo Māori, and this would be their inaugural piece. And so I got to go into this particular category, maybe not necessarily knowing what the writing was going to be like. One of the things that struck me, I think, immediately was the quality of the storylines, the quality of the story arcing, and seeing, despite not being published before, just how well these people had crafted their pieces, had thought about the characters, thought about the character development, and then put that into words. And I think the second thing that was really amazing for me was seeing the quality of te reo. and these beautifully crafted pieces that had also had a really deep consideration given to the quality of the language. It was really beautiful to see. It was a real honour to judge this category actually, and so I'm really excited to have been a part of it, and it was a real blessing. Yeah.
Te atawa hoki e hoa. Tēnā koe, Vinny. Earlier this week, Vinny called some of the finalists of the first-time writer in Te Reo Māori category to get to know them and also to talk about their stories. Mā takitaki mai. Let's take a look.
Ko Maya Thompson ahau no Ngaitahu o Kutipuna. My tuhunga is about a girl who moves to a new city and has to start at a new school. She struggles to make new friends and reach out to others, but figures it out in the end.
Kia ora, my name is Bona Sumana Ropia, and he uri tēnei no Ngāti Kahungunu no Te Aroa anō hoki. My story is based around the American cartoon series Tom and Jerry. On unlucky cat who is wicked named Tame and a spunky misfortune mouse named Pere. Other than chasing to kill each other over hatred, anger, and so on, one day Granny goes to her Sunday church routine, which leaves Tame and Pere alone. What will they do next? The idea of this story came from my childhood where I used to always watch Tom and Jerry on TV with my mum and siblings. This is where I created my idea, is because the main view in this story is about whanaungatanga, where even though the ups and downs happens through our family and all between them two, their friendship and their family bond will still grow through love, peace, and happiness. Thank you.
Kia ora, ko Panitai hao tōku ingoa. I te tau tōku māma, he uri tēnei no Ngāti Manawa. I te tau tōku papa no Ngāti Kaumanu. Ko tōku pūrākau, he rukahu rānei, e kōrero ana mō tētai kōhine, I aia I te whare wānanga. Ko tāna he whakamana I ngā hiahia a tōna māma. Ka hari kua haere ia, ka rere pai hoki ana mahi. Engari ka hoki ia ki te kāinga, ki te kite tōna māma, ka huri tōna au.
Tēnā koe, Vinny, koutou ko ngā kaituhi. Thank you, Vinny, and our finalists. For the first time writer in Te Reo Māori, the finalists are Bonus Ropiha, Ngāti Kahungunu, with the story Ngā Hoa Hoeriri. Jordana Lee Hohipa of Tūhoe, with the story Kihia no Iho. Maya Thompson, Ngai Tahu, Waitara, Ngāti Māmoe, with the story Te Ua Ua o Te Kimi Hoa. Panitahi Hao of Ngāti Manawa, with the story He Rūkahu Rānei. Highly commended goes to Panitahi Hao for He Rūkahu Rānei and Jordana Lee Hohipa for Kihia no Iho. Ko te toa mō te wāhanga kaituhi Te Reo Māori hou, the winner of the first time writer in Te Reo Māori goes to Bonus Ropiha for Ngā Hoa Hoeriri. Congratulations, Bonus, and to all of the finalists. We now go to a special announcement from our sponsors, Executive Directors of Huia Publishers, Brian Morris and Ebony Waitere.
Nā ko tēnei tohu, he tohu motu hake. Kua tukua ki te kura kaupapa Māori o te arohau. Mō rātou I tuku I ngā paiki waitara e rima mō ngā pikihuia mō tēnei tau. Ko te tūmanako, hei whakahau tēnei I ētahi atu kura, I ētahi atu taitamariki, ke uru mai ki tēnei ki ngā tohu pikihuia mō ngā tau kei te tū mai. Mō te kura kaupapa Māori o te arohau, ka tukua ki a rātou tētahi tohu, e rima rau, te wāriu, hei hoko poka Pikihuia Publishers.
Tēnā koe Brian, kōrua ko Ebony. Kauri tātou i nāni ki ngā tohu mō te kaituhi i te reo Pākehā hou. We now move to the awards for the first time writer in English. I'd like to introduce our judge for this category, Emma Espiner. Emma is from Ngāti Tūkorehe and Ngāti Porou, and is a broadcaster, an award-winning political commentator, and also a doctor. Emma joins us from Tāmaki Makaurau to share her thoughts on this year's entries in the first time writer in English category.
Kia ora te whānau. Thank you, Jace. I just want to say what a huge privilege it was to judge these awards. I recently reviewed the New Zealand novelist Charlotte Grimshaw's memoir, and she says telling your own story is existentially important. And I think to extend that further for Māori writers, it's important. It's of critical importance for both us and for Aotearoa that we tell our own stories. So, from my perspective, Indigenous storytelling has always been the beating heart of this country, and having the privilege of judging this category, I'm full of optimism for the future of Māori writing. The themes are relevant to us in terms of our journeys to ancestral lands, the stories of our nannies and koros, aunties and uncles and our cousins, but also they touch on contemporary issues, so racism, issues of belonging and identity. And all of the entries were wonderful to read, and the 6 finalists were exceptional, and it was a real honour to read them first before other people had got to, and I'm so pleased to see them going out into the world. So I guess really, in summary, I think this category, the first time Māori writer in English, is full of authentic and original storytelling, and I'm really grateful to have been part of this process.
Ngā mihi, Emma. Earlier this week, Emma called the finalists of the first time writer in English category, along with some of their whānau, to hear about them and their stories. Mā takitaki mai.
Tēnā tata katoa. E noho ana mai nei i mua o koutou te tihiuri mai te taho o tōku papa o Ngāti Tō Rangatira me Ngāti Kouata me Kaitahu hoki. I te taho o tōku mama no Ngāpuhi me Ngāti Pāhau wera hoki ahau, ko te ariki winera tuku ingoa, tēnā tata katoa. My story I wrote just to see if I could. Just was a thing I thought I'd have a go at. Feel like a bit of a tin ass being here actually, but all good. I enjoyed the process and had the challenge, yeah.
Kia ora tātou, ko Anthony Pita taku ingoa, ko Ngāti Ranginui taku iwi, ko Maua o te Monga, ko Tauranga te Moana, no reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. My story is all about mental health for teenagers and anxiety, and how, you don't really know what other people are going through. And yeah, it's set in a high school party, and I wrote it at about 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. after a high school party, so it's pretty fresh, it's pretty raw, and I hope everyone enjoys it and hopefully learns a thing or two from it. Cheers.
Kia ora whānau, ko whakarongaroa toku maunga, ko utukura toku awa, ko hokianga toku moana, ko ngā toki matawhāroa toku waka, ko ngāpui toku iwi, ko Ngāti Toro toku hapu, ko Matatoa toku marae, ko Jared Kane toku ingoa. Kia ora whānau, I'm Jared. I wrote a story, a non-fiction piece about when I was doing conservation work on Ahuahu Great Mercury Island. And it's just a piece about the contrast between wealthy and Pākehā and colonists and accessibility, and those of us working on the land of very, very, very wealthy New Zealanders while volunteering. So yeah, thanks. Kia ora.
Kia ora tātou, ko ai tēnei, te tāo tōku pāpā, ko kaitahu ki rakiura te iwi, e te taho tōku māma, ko Ngāti Rungo mai wahine te iwi, ko Leanne Ramsey Opauri, tōku ingoa. My story is, I'm an English teacher and we were doing metaphors in class. So this is an extended metaphor about children and their fathers, basically. As a teacher, I think we learn to quickly recognise those children that live in the shadows, and the story is about those children. Kia ora.
Tēnā koutou katoa, mena mihi ki ngā kaitaka haere o tēnei kaupapa, rau ko Emma, ko te kōrero e tēnei rā, ngā mihi nui ngā kaituhi, ko tōhua ki konei tēnei rā. Ko tēnei tōku pipiha i te taha o tōku māma, no Arami Rakai Pāka, rawa ko Tame Kata o ko Tipuna, ko Momokai te Monga, ko Waitirohia te Awa, ko Takatimu te Waka, ko Ngāti Kakununu ki Wairoa te iwi, ko Ngāti Rakai Pāka te hapu. No Tamaki Makaurau, rawa ko whanga Aotea ahau, engari ke heratonga ahau e noho ana. Ko Merina ahau. I've written a short story about the privilege of bearing witness to the intimate lives of others from the perspective of a nurse. 40 years of nursing have provided me with many rich and humbling experiences in the life journey of others from cradle to grave. The last 13 years, I've spent working as a renal nurse and transplant coordinator. And as nurses caring for patients with chronic long-term health conditions, our patients and their whānau become our whānau. I see tremendous courage in our patients as they transition to a life dependent on dialysis. And some have multiple medical conditions. Amputations and premature death are all too common for our people. We laugh together and we cry together. So nursing can be emotionally taxing at times, and chronic under-resourcing means that the job also has its risks, both clinically, emotionally, and physically. This story touches on one of those risks when a nurse's physical safety is compromised due to a lack of staff parking and after-hours security. Kia ora.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Keith Manning Topwinga. I am a sister of Sean Bennett Ogden. His son will speak in a moment, but he has left a legacy behind for us, and those who knew him knew that he was a great orator, but his written word lives beyond his passing. He passed away 2 years. We miss our brother. We miss hearing him, and we hope that you enjoy the words that he has written for all of us to hear. Kia ora.
Ko Hirime ahau, ko ai te tamo Papa Sean. Ko tainui te waka, ko tararua te manga, ko ohau te awa, ko ngā te kōrehe te iwi, ko te rangi tāwhia te hapu, ko te kōrehe te marae, ko ngā pere tainui te wharikai. When I used to live with my auntie, I'll just see him on his computer typing, and I don't know what he was doing, but I don't know I forgot the word, but
short stories?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about Papa? No. Koia.
Tēnā koe Emma koutou ko ngā kaituhi. For the first time, writer in English, the finalists are Anthony Pita, Ngāti Wai and Ngāti Ranginui, with the story Marble Pills and Raspberry Vodka. J. Weremu Kane of Ngapuhi with the story Argentine Ants and My Search for Hawaii. Leanne Ramsey, Ngaitahu and Ngāti Kahungunu with the story The Weatherman. Mirren Jones of Ngāti Kahungunu ki te Wairoa with the story Food Porn for the Incapacitated. The late Sean Ogden of Ngāti Tūkorohi with the story Te Atakura. Te Ariki Winera of Ngāti Toa Rangatira with the story The Skinhead. Ka huri tātou e nei ki ngā whiringa toa mō tēnei wahanga. Highly commended prizes go to Te Ariki Winera for The Skinhead and J. Weremu Kane for Argentine Ants and My Search for Hawaii. Ko te toa mō te wāhanga kaituhi i te reo Pākehā hou, the winner of the first time writer in English goes to Mirren Jones for Food Porn for the Incapacitated. Kai te mihi e hoa Mirren and to all of our finalists. That concludes our 2 categories for first-time writers. We'll be back after this message from our sponsors at Te Toi Aotearoa, Creative New Zealand.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Stephen Wainwright ahau te pau whakarai o Toi Aotearoa. We've been supporting the Pikihuia Awards since 1995. They're an incredibly important part of the literature landscape. They play a key role for emerging writers. Their cocktail of imagination, creativity and the Māori voice are an essential part of the ecology, and these awards play a vital role in promoting young Māori writers. Hanako, you've known them for a long time.
Ai.
What's the key thing from your perspective?
A tēnā tātou. Ko tāku pea I tēnei wā he tautoko I ngā kōrero ka kōrerohia e koe, anei ko te tautoko I o tātou kai tuhi ahakoa nā mea katahi anō ka puta mai I roto I te ao. Mēnā te huna, tohuna nā rātau I nei mahi. Nā rare, kene pia mō kuake me tō tika taku titiro anei ki tēnei hōtaka a huia anei ko te papa tupu. He hōtaka me ki kwaroa nei. I reirau I te tīmatatana o tēnei kaupapa, mātou ko Robin, ka noho mātou ki te whakaaro. Rātou mā, te whakaaro pēhea nei te whakau I tēnei kaupapa, kia rere ki te ao. I taua wā, ko taua hōtakara e titiro ana ki nā kaituhi nā katoa, e hara nei I a rātou tō rātou ake tuhi-tuhina, engari hoi anō tērā I nāia nei, kei te miharo katoa I tēnei kaupapa, nā reira e mihi tō tika nei kia huia mō te āwhina, mō te tautoko, e o tātou kai tuhi, Māori. Me a rātou kōrero a whānau a hapu a iwi. Mei kore tēnei, ka kore e tāia te tuku atu o tātou kōrero ki te ao.
We would like to acknowledge the incredible effort that goes into preparing for these awards from all of the practitioners. And of course this year we will all miss coming together as a whānau to celebrate these awards. That's the way it is at the moment, and we look forward to coming together as a whole community next year. Kia ora tātou.
Nau mai, hoki mai e te iwi, welcome back. Ka huri te aro I nei ki te wāhanga mō ngā kaituhi kūao ki te reo Māori. We continue the 2021 Pikihuia Awards with the Emerging Writers categories. These awards are for writers who have already shown promise and had an essay or short story published. I welcome to the screen Mikey Sherman, Judge of the Emerging Writer in Te Reo Māori. Mikey is from Ngāpuhi and Te Whakatōhea and is an award-winning journalist and translator who has worked for major broadcasters including Māori Television, News Hub and TVNZ.
Kia ora tātou, ko Mikey Sherman tēnei, e mihi atu nei ki a koutou katoa. Tuatahi ko te mihi nui ki a Huia Publishers, nā rātou tēnei kaupapa i whakarite. E hia tau nei, kua kawe nei tēnei o ngā kaupapa, hei whakapakari, hei tautoko, hei poipoi i ngā kaituhi Māori, nō reira tēnei te mihi nui ki a Huia. Tuarua, e mihi ana ki ngā kaituhi Māori, nā rātou i hiki i te mānuka, nā rātou i hiki i te pene, i tāi ngā kupu ki te pepa, i pato, i ngā mati ki te rorohiko, e putai ko ngā kōrero pakiwaitara, kua horahia hei kai mā te mata, hei kai mā te hinengaro anō hoki, hei hua mā tātou te hunga e kai ngā kau nui nei ki te pānui i ngā pūrākau Māori, nō reira tēnei te mihi nui kia koutou katoa. It was a privilege for me to judge the Emerging Māori Writer category for the Pikihuia Awards 2021. The level of work was outstanding, and it was a real joy for me to read all of the different pūrākau that came through. We have not seen many pūrākau in Te Reo Māori traditionally, and it has been something of somewhat of a gap that I've noticed growing up as a tamaiti of ko hangareo and kura kaupapa Māori. So it's really encouraging to see emerging writers, particularly in Te Reo Māori, take up the challenge and put pen to paper and put finger to keyboard and write us some of these pūrākau for us this year.
Ngā mihi Mikey. Earlier this week, Mikey met with the finalists of the Emerging Writer in Te Reo Māori category over Zoom to talk about their stories and the importance of writing in Te Reo Māori. Mā taki mai.
Hua no, kia ora tātou, ko Zeb tēnei, heuri no ngā iwi maho te motu o tira o Ngāti Pāhauera, ko ngā tukori mahini manuhiri, ngā iwi matua. Hea no rā, ka kōrero hea hau e pāne ki tuku kōrero nā kui tuku hei whakaaro mō ngā whakataitai. Ko te tuatahi nei ko tana ingoa, ko te māminga a tamanui te rā rawa ko takero i a Māui. Ko te tino kōrero o tēnei pakiwaitara. E hangai ana ki ngā atua o te rangi. Ahakoa he tipo a Māui. Ko tō ngā atua nei he mana nui ake, nō reira he tirohanga rereke, he tirohanga i ngā atua. Nō reira, ko te mahi a Māui nānei mahi nei i whakapōturi nei i te rangi, ko te whakaaro o te tino nuinga o te ao Māori, nā Māui te rā mahi o tira ki taku titiro, nā tamanui te rā kē te nā mahi i māminga i a Māui ki a te whakapōturi nei i aia, kia tāia ngā mahi maha i roto i te rā. Nō reira, ka wahui kona, mā koutua anō e pānui a tōna wā. Kia ora tātou.
Te tī e te tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Atakohu Middleton ahau, ngō Ngāti Māhanga me te iwi Pākehā. He kairi puata a tuhituhi, he kai ako ki te wānanga aronui o Tāmaki Makaurau, ara AUT. Te kaumāri matau ki muri nei i te wā i tīmata ai taku ako i te reo Māori, ko te pānui puka tetehi rautaki āku hei whakawhānui i taku pātaka kupu. Hioi, e tau o wā ruarua noiho ngā pūrākau auaha mō ngā pakeke me ngā kupu āhua māma te mārama. Nō reira, i tīmatau ki te tuhituhi i ēnei momo pūrākau. Ko wairua te taitara o taku pūrākau mō Pikihuia. Ko te tuawahine he pirihimana Māori, he whātakau pia tana pakeke. Ka karangatia ia ki te tehi mōtera, i reira mate ai te tehi tāne, ko tahi tau ki muri. Hioi, te āhua nei, kei te whakaheitia tonutia te wairua o taua tāne, me te aha ka raru katoa ngā manuwhiri o te mōtera, Ko te mahi a tā tātou tua wahine, he rapu I tētahi rautaki he whakawātea I te wairua o te tānena. I'm Atakohu Middleton from Ngāti Māhanga and of Pākehā Whakapapa, and I'm a print journalist and lecturer currently working at Auckland University of Technology. I started learning Te Reo Māori about 15 years ago, and reading fiction in Te Reo was one of my big strategies to broaden my vocabulary. At that time, there was very little original fiction for adults like me who wanted adult stories that used quite straightforward language, so I decided to have a go at writing some myself. My story for the Pikihuia competition is titled Wairua. The main character is a 40-something policewoman who is called to a motel where a man had died suddenly a year prior. However, his Wairua appears to be trapped there still somehow, and its presence is causing chaos. So our policewoman's task is to find a way to free his Wairua. Ka huri, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Tēnei te mihi kia tātou, ko here ngātahi tia mai nei nā te mana nā te here o te ipurangi. Kono ngātahi ai tātou, kia kōrero tahi ai tātou I tēnei taonga. Arā ko te tuhi, tēnei te mihi ko I rāia tēnei, he uri tēnei no ngā kāhui maunga o te puku o te ika Māui tiki a taranga. E noho nei te pūtake o pihanga maunga e tū mai nei e tāwharau nei te mātāpuna o taupō moana, arā te kōpua kānapanapa. Tēnei hau e mihi atu nei ki a tātou katoa. He tangata aroha nui ki te reo Māori, aroha ana ki te tuhi. Koe nā no te take I tō atu ai au ki roto I tēnei puna, e kauhoi tahi nei me koutau I tēnei rā. Nō reira ko te taitara o taku pukapuka, mehe me tikana taku mahara, taku maumahara ki te taitara, ko kahukura te tama no te māra taro. He ātahuki kōmuri ki tētahi o ngā kai mātua o tātou mātua tīpuna I te wai a rātou arā ko te taro, me te waihanga haere I wetahi kōrero auaha. E tui ai ngā whakaaro kei roto I au mō tēnei hononga I wainga nui o tātou tīpuna ki tēnei kai rongo nui nei. Kua pānui tia noiho nei I roto I ngā kraipiture hei kupu mo te prāwara. Nō reira, I roto I tēnei tuhinga poto, he kōrero mō tētahi āhuatangi heipu atu anō ki tētahi hapu, me tētahi tama I ai e haututu haere ana, I tana haere, I te wā I Pākia mai te hapura ki tētahi tāwhā, ki tētahi marangai. Me te mutunga iho, ka pupu ake anō rā tērā hononga nui, wainga nui te hapura me taua kai rongo nui, tērā kai rangatira rā ko te taro. Nō reira koena, te ia o taku tuhinga nei. E mihi ana ki a tātou, pai nui ho te kite atu anō I a tātou toko toru anō hoki, ko hoki anō ki tēnei ara. Nō reira, oti anō ki a koe mai ki ngā mihi nui ki a koe, oti rā tātou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Ngā mihi Maiki, koutou ko ngā kaituhi. Thank you, Maiki, and to all of our finalists in this category. For the emerging writer in Te Reo Māori, the finalists are Atakohu Middleton of Ngāti Māhanga with the story Wairua. Iraia Bailey of Ngāti Tuwharetoa with the story Kahukura, Te Tama no Te Māra Taro. Zeb Tamihana Nicklin from Ngāti Pāhauwera, Tūhoi Ruapani, Nā Tokorima a Hine Manuhiri e Ngai Tama Manuhiri. E whā ngā pūrākau a Zeb ki tēnei wāhanga, Zeb has 4 stories in this category. Te Māra a Tangaroa, Te Māminga a Tamanui te rā rawa ko Takeroa I a Māui, Pohutakawa me tāna āporo and Iti te kupu kōrero. Ka huri tātou I nei ki ngā whiringa toa mō tēnei wāhanga. Highly commended goes to Zeb Tamihana Nicklin for Iti Te Kupu, Nui Te Kōrero, and Atakohu Middleton for Wairua. Ko te toa mo te wāhanga kaituhi kūao ki te reo Māori. The winner of the Emerging Writer in te reo Māori goes to Zeb Tamihana Nicklin for Pohutakawa me Tana Āporo. Congratulations to all three of you e Homa, and especially to you, Zeb. The 2021 Pikihuia Awards continue after this message from our sponsors at Te Taurewhiri i Te Reo Māori.
Kia ora tātou, tēnā tātou ngā mea I uru ki roto I a Pikihuia I tēnei tau, tēnei rā te mihi a Te Taurewhiri kia koutou. Koutou I hāpai nei tō tātou reo, mei kore koutou, ka kore anō hoki te reo Māori. Nā reira, ka nui te mihi, ka nui te aroha kia koutou, I uru mai ki roto, me ki I ngā wāhanga maha o te kaupapa nei. Tūrua, e tūwhakahihi ana te taurewhiri ki te tautoko I tēnei kaupapa, e haere nei ārua tau. Nā te mea, mā te aha e ora I te reo Māori, mā te tuhi, mā te kōrero, mā te whakamahi. Nā reira, kia koutou tonu, ngā kaiwhakahaere o te kaupapa nei, ngā koutou te kaupapa nei waihanga mai, tēnei rā te mihi a te ngākau o te taurewhiri kia koutou katoa. Nā reira, tēnā tātou katoa, kia kaha te reo Māori.
Nau mai, hoki mai. Ko te wāhanga whakamutunga ko tērā o te kaituhi kūao ki te reo Pākehā. Our last awards category is Emerging Writer in English. The judge of this category is Carol Hirschfeld of Ngāti Porou, an award-winning journalist, documentary maker, broadcaster, producer and media executive. From Tāmaki Makaurau to share her thoughts on this year's entries in the Emerging Writer in English category.
Tēnā tātou e te whānau, ko Carol Hirschfeld, tōku ingoa, ko Ngāti Porou te iwi, ko Henepari te marae, no rangatukia ahau, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. And hello to you all. It is an enormous pleasure to meet you, albeit virtually rather than kanohi. I do, of course, feel that I have had the chance to glimpse a little bit of who each of you are through having the privilege of judging this category in the Pikihuia Awards 2021, the Emerging Writers in English. The awards encourage diverse Māori viewpoints in writing. Sorry, I should say that the awards encourage diverse Māori viewpoints in writing. And as a judge, that is what overwhelmingly makes it so exciting to participate in this competition, to have the opportunity to bear witness to that depth of creativity and breadth of experience that is being expressed in storytelling. There were a really large number of entries in this category this year, which is strong indication that more Māori writers than ever are finding their voice and are ready to be heard. And while there was some experimentation with form, the themes remained serious and familiar: cultural dislocation, social inequality, dealing with mental health illness and suicide. Interestingly, though, some writers were also beginning to describe new ways in which the fabric of society in Aotearoa is being woven by Māori, in part through a growing acceptance and knowledge of te reo. To all of you guys, a huge congratulations. It is a testament to your skill and singular vision that you are part of this group today, because the competition was really fierce. Please, please keep doing what you do. Our world is a richer place as a result of it. And in these strange and uncertain times, we need our storytellers more than ever to help us communicate with and stay truly connected to one another.
Ngā mihi, Carol. Carol caught up with the finalists of the Emerging Writer in English category over Zoom to talk with them about their stories. Mā takitaki mai.
Nā mihi nui ki a koutou. Ko Hikaroro te mauka, ko Waikawaiti te awa, ko Uruao me Takitemu nā waka, ko Kaitahu te iwi, ko Kati Huirapa te hapu, ko Pukiteraki te marae. Ko oku mātua, ko Doug Hislop rawa ko Peter Smith, ko Emma Hislop aho, ko she, her, ia, na pronouns. My story in the collection is titled Mangrove Heights. It's about a group of young women who are angry about all the kauri logging that's taking place where they live, and they decide to take matters into their own hands. They live in an old house, and it's filled with things that they've reclaimed, including lots of ornaments made from kapia or kauri gum, and they melt down the kapia and use it for things. Ngā mihi nui.
Kia ora everyone. It's such a privilege to be here today with all of you. I think you're all amazing. I would like to thank the Māori Literature Trust and Hui Publishers and the whole Pikihuia team for these opportunities for us to have our voices heard. So as you know, there are many layers of voices that are often silenced, including really diverse and different people. And so the story that I wrote was about exploring one of the narratives that can be pushed onto parents who are struggling, and this idealistic notion that differences should be celebrated even while they're being judged, and all this advice is being dished out, and everyone keeps saying, oh, there's no need for a label, and possibly perhaps you need to improve your parenting. So of course, those of us who are in the medical system supporting our babes know that without a label, there's no help, there's no validation, and there's really minimal support. So it becomes a journey fraught with all of these emotions, this overwhelming sense of the unknown. You're desperately trying to be this advocate for your child, and it's really hard to keep your head up, conform to like all these societal norms, and keep this little person alive at the same time. And it really feels like this voice in your head is saying, I can't do this, you know, is this my fault? I can't keep up with the appointments, I can't keep up. And so my story was about others to gain an understanding a little bit of this journey or the process to get a diagnosis, and a little bit for those people who are in that space to be seen. Kia ora.
Kia ora, ko Chris Reid aho. My name is Chris Reid. I'm from Auckland, and I'm a teacher. I'm an English teacher. And one of the things that really inspired me to get writing was the presentation of Māori culture in literature as tends to have a bit of a negative premise about it. And so my whole thing was to celebrate Māori culture and to really connect with my personal journey, which was after the death of my father, was to find my marae. And my father and his father were of the generation where they didn't acknowledge their roots. And so for me, it was a real journey of discovery. And so the story that I wrote it's a fictionalized version of true events. So it's a real pleasure to be in this company today and to have the opportunity to share my story in this forum, and to go on and continue to celebrate Māori culture and all the things that are special about it and important to treasure and the taonga of our nation.
Mauri ora ki ngā haue whā, ko tawhirirangi te maunga, ko mohaka te awa. He uri tēnei no Ngāti Pahuera, Ngāti Rā Kaipaka, Ngāti Kahungunu. Kia ora te whānau, ko Miriama Gemo tōku ingoa. He mihi mai oha ki a tātou katoa kua tai mai nei. The bus driver is a pakiwaitara trying to capture the stories of a bus driver, an incredibly warm and generous person who shared these stories with us. So it's his story as much as mine, in that there is very mild creative license. He was and is a very positive and open-hearted and open-minded man, and I feel like that's the kind of wairua we can all benefit from. I know my whānui could certainly use a few more ngākau nui like his. Tēnā koutou.
Tēnā tātou katoa, ko Nadine Hura tōku ingoa. Ki te taho tōku pāpā, he uri ahau no Ngāti Hine. Ki te taho tōku māma no te awa Mersey, kei roto te rohe o Cheshire. Kia ora, my name is Nadine Hura. On my dad's side, I'm from Waiomio, Ngāti Hine, and on my mum's side, I'm Pākehā from the River Mersey, where I've never been. It's really beautiful to have my work, be able to share my work in this collection. The two stories that I submitted were both about the experiences of COVID and about seeing and hearing and feeling the narratives that are not the ones that are privileged in most mainstream media, or really there's not really a space for sharing the stories of those who are vulnerable, especially those who have vulnerable mental health. So my stories are about giving light, I guess, to those aspects that are unseen. And it's a privilege to share them here because I also probably wouldn't share them elsewhere. So I think there's something really beautiful about being able to put our work out into the world as a collective among my peers. And so I mihi to all of you and to our amazing judge who is here every year doing this beautiful work for us and to celebrate Māori literature. So atu I tērā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Tēnā koe Carol koutou ko ngā kaituhi. Now for the emerging writer in English, the finalists are Ashley Sturm, Ngā Te Awa, Te Arawa and Tuwhare Toa with The Label Machine is Broken. Chris Reid of Ngāti Porou with Let It Be, Waihua. Emma Hislop of Ngai Tahu with the story Mangrove Heights. Miriama Gemmell, Ngā Te Pāhauwera, Ngā Te Kahangunu ki Te Wairoa with The Bus Driver. Nadine Ann Hura of Ngāti Hine and Ngāpuhi with two stories, Two Letters and The Trouble with the Bubble. Ka huri tātou e nai nei ki ngā whiringa toa mō tēnei wāhanga. The highly commended awards go to Chris Reid for Let It Be, Waiho, and Miriama Gemmell for The Bus Driver. Ko te toa mō te wāhanga kaituhi kūwao ki te reo Pākehā. The winner of the Emerging Writer in English goes to Nadine Ann Hura for Two Letters. Congratulations Nadine and to all of our wonderful finalists. Tēnā tātou I te whānau. That concludes our awards ceremony. Congratulations to our 18 finalists and to our 4 winners. I now invite Brian Morris and Ebony Waitere, Executive Directors of Huia Publishers, to the stage for the launch of Huia Short Stories 14, a collection of the best stories from the 2021 Pikihuia Awards.
E te ke te kōrero nau mai. Nau mai e te pūtea whakanako-nako. Kia tohi atu koe ki te tohi nuku ki te tohi rangi. Kia hoa ia koe ki te pūtiki wharanui. Kia tia ia koe ki te manu rererangi. Te rau o tītapa kia pai ai koe te haere I runga rā. I ranga haua koe I te pō, uri I te pō tangotango. I rā kai tia koe ki te piki kōtuku. Te rau o tītapa, te hui a tītama. Whākina e te taonga, ngā kupu o ngā kaituhi, ngā kupu o te whatumanoa, he mea kā mau mai. Kā kapi tīrunga e, kā kapi tīraro e, he pokangā nuku, he pokangā rangi, pou hihiko paurarama. Tiaho I roto, mārama I roto, tēnā te pou toko manoa, te pou o enei kōrero. Hu I te mārama, hu I te ora, haumi e, hui e, Tā e ki e.
Ngā mihi kia koutou te whānau o Huia, mō tēnei taonga ātāhua. And congratulations too to Huia on 30 years of publishing, a huge achievement, he mea miharo tēnā. This collection of contemporary fiction is the latest in the Huia Short Stories series and includes the best stories from the 2021 Pikihuia Awards. In addition to the 22 stories from our finalists, the judges selected 6 additional stories to include in this collection, which is a testament to the quality of the writing entered this year. We'd like to acknowledge writers Shelley Byrne-Field, Francis Duncan, Olivia Aroha-Giles, Steph Julian, and Airana Ngarewa, who also feature in the Huia Short Stories 14. Huia Short Stories 14 is available from your local bookstore or online at huia.co.nz. E te iwi, that concludes our afternoon of awards. Thanks again to all of our 18 finalists for their outstanding achievements. And thanks to you at home for all of your support of our writers and for joining us here for the 2021 Pikihuia Awards. Thank you to our judges and the trustees of Te Wakataki Kōrero, the Māori Literature Trust. Ngā mihi hoki too to our sponsors Creative New Zealand, Huia Publishers, Te Taurawhiri i Te Reo Māori, Te Māngai Pāho, and Te Puni Kaituhi o Aotearoa, the New Zealand Society of Authors, who made these Pikihuia Awards possible. E kare mā, kua tai tātou ki te mutunga o tēnei kaupapa rangatira. E tika ana me mihi atu ki ngā kaituhi katoa, o te rā ki ta hunga i toa i te rānei. Nā koutou ngā kupu i whakairo, hei kai mā ngā whatu, mā te hinengaro, mā te ngākai. Kaore e arikarika ngā mihi kia koutou. Me ki pēnei te kōrero, ko tātou katoa, ko tātou ka toa. Noho ora mai, noho haumara mai koutou. I raro i ngā manaakitanga o te wāhi ngaro. Tēnā tātou katoa.
Nei ro te ropu o Huia e, te manu tuku kōrero e. Tēnā rā koutou te iwi e, kua hui hui mai nei ki tēnei marae. Ngā kupu aroha ngā matua, hei waiu hoki mā ngā uri e, mā te katoa